Picture this: small brands rising to the top, competing head-to-head with giants in their niche. This is happening today really fast thanks to organic content, especially short-form video. Small brands know TikToks and Reels are a shortcut to building an engaged audience, but how can we find time to write, record, and edit our content, especially when we're building our business? Well, here's the shocker. Not many people realize, but there are plenty of content opportunities in most businesses every day. But the question is, how could we turn those moments into content without unnecessary stress? In this video, I'll show you my 3-step system that I've been using to create content from ordinary situations that happen daily in my business, and I'll show you how to go from capturing to publishing with just 3% extra work on my end with Riverside, the sponsor of this video. We'll cover setting up the system to capture the content, automating the editing process to just 2 steps, and distributing the content in ways you're probably not expecting. Okay, so I don't talk about this that much, but during my time at Typeform as a creative director, I took on the challenge of building a brand from scratch for their latest product. There was a challenge though. I had to do it all on my own because I had no team at the time. To start, I talked with our top customers and learned incredible ways in which they were using the product. This made me want to share these ideas with more people, so with everyone's consent, I started turning these customer interviews into a podcast. The videos received over 15,000 views in its early months on a channel with under 1,000 subscribers at the time. The crazy part is that I did all of this by myself with just 3% more effort by repurposing already existing business conversations. So how did I do it? Well, remember this: to create content consistently with just 3% more work, you can't just focus on the output. Forget the things you want to do and focus on the way you do them. Having a good system is everything. Hear me out. What will make or break your system is your ability to find one single tool that facilitates the entire process, from capturing to publishing. For me, that's Riverside, and it has been for the last 2 years. Riverside is an all-in-one online podcast studio and video studio. It has become my go-to conferencing tool where I host all my meetings, coaching calls, and even sales calls. I organize my calls into different studios, which are virtual rooms for hosting meetings and recording sessions. Here's where my content creation really kicks off. My studios are based on meetings I usually host or people I usually talk with. This way I can quickly find specific recordings and keep my content library organized. Each conversation has unique requirements, so while creating my studios, I make sure to customize settings for each studio accordingly. For interviews and podcasts, I always use 4K quality. During one-on-ones or coaching calls, for example, I always rely on automatic recording. This way I never forget to record, and I have the link that I can send later to my clients. There's also this countdown that Riverside has for podcast recordings, but I disable it for personal conversations just to maintain a smooth chat without making the other person feel self-conscious. Here's a pro tip. Use the marker button to note important moments while recording, making it easier for you to find those moments after doing the edit. Capturing content becomes second nature when you get used to use media-first tools like Riverside to host your daily calls. But let's be real, the problem of content creation is not really recording. Editing is the reason why most of us end up giving up, isn't it? Entrepreneurs hate editing. It takes so much time. So let's just get that out of the way. There's really no editing with Riverside, that unless you want to. This is how the editor looks like when you've recorded a video. It's basically an editable text document. Each participant name is highlighted in a different color, which is shown also in the same way in the waveform. Brilliant. After recording my video, all I do is just prepare and package the content for distribution. I eliminate unnecessary sections by just deleting sentences from my transcript. I can also rearrange bits and segments of the video if I need to, and include text for names and titles, graphics for logos, and additional videos for the intro or B-roll. One of the tools that I recently incorporated into my workflow is Magic Clips. Riverside AI identifies highlights in my conversation and creates ready-to-publish content pieces in seconds. Let me show you. And while Riverside works on these Magic Clips, please drop a like and subscribe if you're getting value from this video. But hey, look, if you're not, just feel free to click the dislike button twice. Here they are. Honestly, not all clips will be great, but having 2 or 3 that I can immediately use, it's a time saver for me. You can also download the project for Premiere Pro to continue editing the video if that's what you want. However, the content is usually good enough and it doesn't really need further editing. Also, if you're one of the lucky ones with someone helping you with the content, you can easily share a Riverside project link for them to take over. Once the content is prepared, I customize its format and how it looks, add captions, and export the final version. It's that simple. So I think by now you probably understand why, even though I have a small channel that just grew 1 subscriber today, I've put in a lot of effort to convince Riverside to team up with me and make it easier for you to get started. They say it takes 20 days to form a new habit, right? Well, here's my suggestion. If you're still watching this, it's probably because it doesn't sound like a terrible idea to you. So try this as an experiment for a month. It's just $20 and you can use my code AlexAntolino to get a 15% discount when you sign up. So basically, $3 on me. Use that money tomorrow morning to buy yourself a coffee when you're setting up the studios. Now, if you're thinking, my meetings are confidential, Antolino, or my meetings are not even that interesting, they're boring. Okay, fair. I like a challenge. I actually want to show you another way to use this system to create content consistently without having to use your meetings. But before we do that, let's chat about what this can actually do for your content. You're probably watching this video to learn how to easily share content on social media, so you know what to do. However, I also found a couple other interesting ways to use the videos you create with this system. 2 of my favorites are in research, and sales pitches. You're gonna like this first one because it's a productivity hack. When doing research interviews, I share a Riverside project link with all my teammates. With it, they can navigate through all my markers on the conversation and even search for specific keywords. There's no need to send large files anymore or even emails full of timestamps to find information on the video. But here's my real secret weapon. You can enhance your sales decks or pitch presentations by adding Riverside clips from your interviews to support your claims and ideas. This is a game changer, especially with AI finding your relevant clips and editing them for you. You're welcome. Look, I think this is more than enough for you to get going for the next 20 days, but I told you I would show you a great way to create content consistently without having to use your meetings. So here we go. You're gonna create a secret podcast. Make a list of 10 topics you believe your audience will find interesting. Have a team member or a friend ask you 5 to 10 questions related to one of the topics. When responding during the interview, be sure to incorporate their question into your answer to avoid any need for editing. Choose the desired format for your podcast and publish 1 video per question. Works for both short and long form depending on the length of your answer. I don't think it can get any easier than that. All you really need for this is a friend, and if you don't have one, well, I can really help you with that. All right, my job's done here. Now it's on you to click the link on the description below and get started. Or you can also just ignore this completely and move on with your life. It's up to you.